Listen, we got hustle back, man. You know,
Yeah.
hustle energy,
Swear to
bro.
God, I say something
Yeah.
black, I think to say it's white every time. Every
Yeah.
time. It used to be little, and now it's this nigga, dog.
Yo, what up, y'all? What's going on, man? We back, man. We
Oh
back.
shit!
We back. Smart Minds, man. Another Friday night pre-show stuff. The gang is all here. You know what I'm saying? What's good, fellas?
What the hell is Little doing?
He set up
Playing
his
around with
DJ
this
set over there.
these gadgets over here.
Okay,
You know,
then.
in order to do this stuff, you got to make sure you're just perfectly set.
Little gadget, man.
Yeah.
You know? This guy comes in on fire, man. I'm telling you. Jesus.
So what's going on with you guys?
Yo, what up, fella? Yo, man, listen, it's Friday, man. We back. How was everyone's week, first of all, man? Everyone have a good week? All that good stuff?
Yeah, I finally got good news from the doctor. I got fully cleared for my back, so now I can lift weights again. I can go back to work fully and not be on light duty. So,
All right.
Nice.
That's dope. Happy about
Word
that.
up. Word up.
You didn't want to milk that a little longer?
shit, it's been 10 months.
Oh, all right. My bad.
Well, seeing the
Really? It don't feel like it's been that long.
Yeah, I think it was that long.
It's been 10 months because I was up to almost 250.
The topic of the show saying milk out a little longer is crazy.
Right.
The topic of the show is saying milk out a little longer.
Yeah.
Crazy. But, okay, this is where we're
man.
going tonight, fella.
No pun intended, man. No pun intended, man.
As Chuck has the all white milky coat on.
Right.
Yep.
Man.
By the way. You know what I mean?
Jesus. Hey.
Double entendre.
Yo, this show, we gotta put a warning label on this show, man.
Yeah,
we definitely should have put one on for this episode.
This definitely is a warning label for the show. If we could go old school, how Luther Campbell used to have the parental joint on it, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, anyone that's friends of us on our live right now, pardon us. We may go, you know what I mean, talk about some things. So just, you know, don't hold us to it. Don't hold us to it, please. Whatever you
No, please hold us to it.
I can't even imagine how many pauses are gonna happen during this show.
Oh, tremendous. Tremendous amount.
I'm only here so I don't get fined.
Okay, then.
We might get fined.
Trip, what's up, brother? What's going on?
Yeah.
You dig? Appreciate you,
sir.
my brother. You already know, man. Love what you're doing out there in New York with bigger than basketball. You dig? You know what I mean? My brother from Staten Island, he's by way of Brooklyn, doing some great things out there in Staten Island. So shout out to him.
I ain't been out there in a minute. I need to go to New York.
Yeah, you know, you can never go wrong in New York. You know what I'm saying?
I felt like such a. Go ahead, Ken.
No, I was saying it's been so long since I went to New York. I was still using vinyl to spin when I went to New York, and Beach Street was still in downtown Brooklyn.
Nah, cuz
it's been that long since I've been in New York.
Nah, cuz what?
That's
so I think maybe 03, 04.
Yo,
maybe.
I guess the bigger question is why? Like,
I used to go twice a month to buy records. And then once we stopped using vinyl, I was like, I don't know too many people that live in New York, and I just never thought to go. But I used to love it when I went there. For some reason, I felt at home in New York, which was weird.
Well, Payne's been spending all his time in the South, so you know.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh yeah, Florida, yeah.
Right.
Well, the South is where it's at right now.
Yeah.
When I landed in Miami, I was like, I'm home.
Yeah, Payne, you might have to come up this summer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In August, my man Red, who's up on the screen, he's having a tournament in New York, high school kids. So I politicked with my people from the Gallivan to bring a men's team and a high school team out to New York this summer to play in his bigger than basketball. It's a 1 day thing though. You know what I mean? It's a game for 1 day. So it'll be super dope. You know what I mean? And like when I go out there to Staten Island, I have fun. You know what I mean? Like, and you see all the Woos projects, been to Stapleton and all that. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Oh, really?
You got to make sure you with the right people, of course. It's
yeah,
definitely not
100%.
Be out there.
100%.
You know
Yep.
for sure.
I never been to
it's
Staten
so
Island.
fucking-
I went to all the other boroughs. I've been to Harlem. I've been to the
Same.
Bronx. I've been to
I never been to
Queens,
Staten Island
Brooklyn, Manhattan. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I've never been to Yonkers. I've never been to Staten Island, Long Island, none of that.
Staten Island is dope. For sure.
It's funny because I'm just starting that like New York thing. Like we went to we did Manhattan last year, me and the wife, right? And but part of that we was like, yo, I want to go to Staten Island. Right? So we get on the fucking trolley. And, I mean not the trolley, but the fucking ferry.
Ferry.
Yeah. And let me explain. I was such a fucking tourist on that ferry. Jesus. I had just finished watching that Woo joint and the scene they shot on the ferry. I'm like, what did you think you said?
Word.
It's
I
all right
was
to
such
be
a
a fanboy.
goofball, bro.
It's all right to be a fanboy.
I really was. Yo, can you imagine Raekwon and Shefty sitting here every day? I was going through it. It was crazy.
That was the scene where Ghost and Raekwon were at each other, right?
Word. I was like, those right here, man. I
Yeah.
took selfie and shit. Yeah, it was wild.
Yo,
It was wild.
yeah.
That's when they were trying to put them together on the ferry.
Word. That's when they brought them together for like a sit down. This is like after they were going through their beefing and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So sad, man. So mad they had to end that after 3 seasons, man.
Such a great
series.
series. Such a great
Yeah.
series. Yeah, such a great one. Yeah.
Fucking classic. Oh man, that's
So the next time I go up there, we're targeting Brooklyn. That's gonna be where we kind of spend our weekend. And so yeah, I look forward to it. I like New York, man. It's great. I like the hustle and bustle of it all.
yeah. Definitely.
I definitely felt at home in Brooklyn. Like I don't know why. I just felt like I was cool. I was walking like I lived there my whole life. So, but I knew not to go into no damn projects. I didn't know. I knew that much.
Yeah, yeah.
I think the only time I felt kind of weird, not weird about like, oh shit, let me keep my radar on, was we went to Yankee Stadium. And I think that's right outside of where's Fat Joe from? Yeah, yes. And I was like, wait a minute, this shit looked skeptical as fuck outside the stadium. That's the only time I ever felt like that. Of course, in Manhattan, you don't get that feeling. In BX, it's a different situation.
Well, I think it's not just the BX. I think it's just the crowd in that vicinity, because that's typically when shit pop off. You know what I mean? But if you were like on a regular block or something, it would have been different. But now your radar's up because 1, you're in a different borough, 2, you're at the stadium, and 3, there's mad people over there.
And this is all unfamiliar territory to you.
Facts. That's true.
And that saying that Charlemagne always says, all the craziest people in the world come from the Bronx and all of Florida.
Right. So Capo, you could deal with some of that. You lived in Florida for a little bit, so you could definitely adapt to the BX.
Yeah,
it was wild as fuck. But when you go into BX, I'm the kind of nigga, when I travel someplace, I want to experience the place. I don't want to go and be, you know what I mean, and see the best parts. I want to go to the fucking bodega. I want to eat what they eat. You know what I mean? But it's you got to be a little bit careful with that.
And you want to go get a chop? You want to get a chopped cheese from the Aki
100. Absolutely. I definitely need that.
I figured that. But I was watching something on TikTok. Yo, I'm so mad about this TikTok possibly being banned because TikTok is damn near Google right now. But I just learned you get the chopped cheese from the Akis, but you get the bacon, egg, and cheese from the bodegas. Don't mix the two up. Or you got to be specific with it.
Yeah, or any bagel spot. Or any spot that sells bagels definitely got the crazy bacon, egg, and cheese joints out there in New York. Yeah, for sure. There's a spot near freaking Times Square called Bagel to Sandwich that is fire.
Oh, absolutely. We went there, and that place was incredible.
Yo,
incredible.
Bagel to Sandwich.
Oh my god,
fire.
Yeah.
Hey, did the Wiz Google that? She had to.
She did.
Yeah. See, it's Pisces sync, man, because so did mine. Like, so that's crazy.
Yo, and here's the truth. I never tipped for a takeout breakfast in my life until that day. The fact is, I left, took 2 bites, went back in the tip. Now fuck this. Come on, man. Yeah, that place is incredible.
That's different.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh my God.
I've never
Big
done
one
that.
sandwich, huh?
Yeah. I was across the street. I was like, no, hold on, I gotta go back.
matter of fact. And you got to wait for the walk sign in New York, so you had to wait for the walk
Yeah,
sign.
you had to wait a minute.
across the street. Like,
That shit was crazy though. Yeah. Good point, Chuck.
Yeah, you already know, man. So what's good, fellas? We got an interesting show tonight. We have an interesting topic. We actually was supposed to have this show was actually supposed to happen like last season, right?
Yeah.
It's actually a whole flyer that I found scrolling through pictures today that we had for it. You know what I mean? Crazy. It's a whole flyer we have for it, everything. But we scrapped it, and you know what I mean, we waited a little bit longer and said, you know, the timing will have to be a little bit better for us. And like now it feels like this is just the perfect timing for it. You know what I mean? So you know, timing is everything, man. This is gonna be a good one tonight. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's funny. The person's name who just commented with the show that's going on tonight.
Word. Huh? Why he's not a guest on tonight's show is crazy.
Right.
Come on, bro. Yeah, you got to pull up tonight. Of all nights to pull up. You know?
For what it's worth, we've had conversations about getting them on the show, and we just didn't align, man.
Come on, bro. We got to get you on the show. You'd have been perfect for tonight's topic. You'd absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
I've never in real life had the opportunity to shake his paw, right? So yeah, I would look forward to doing something, man.
Well, bro,
every time I see him on social media, he seems to be a good dude. So
he's a good dude, man. He's a good dude.
Oh, he's a great guy.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, we know you're not a porn star, brother. It's just your name. Your social media name is perfect for tonight's show.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
For the show and shit. If you were a porn star, why is there not a porn star with that name? Hold up.
There might be.
That name is so fucking fitting. Like, and for the viewers know what the name is, this is the biggest pause moment ever. But for the people that are only listening, the name is Dick Johnson. That is like a perfect porn name. Pause. Exactly.
Yeah.
Did you better have copyright?
Yeah.
Yo.
For real. That shit. Like when I seen that shit, I'm like, the first time I seen it, I'm like, who the fuck is this? I had to go on this page and I'm like, this is stupid. Yo, he's stupid.
That's how you do it, though.
Yeah.
Ooh, so this is gonna be a good one.
Yeah. We about 30 seconds away from showtime. So
we are not basketball players. We are not athletes. You dig? But the title of this show is called Load Management.
You do the math.
So you know, but we're not hooping. We're not sitting out games or anything like that. You know what I mean? So,
this title is crazy.
You know, listen, shout out to the chat room, man, because the chat room just, I'm telling you, the things.
I'm seeing some of the.
Oh my God.
The things that make it inside the chat room and the stuff that actually makes it to the show, you guys would have no idea. Now, that's a show. That's a whole other show in itself, right there on the chat, yo.
Y'all might look at us totally different.
Shout out to Mike Nice. On the check-in.
Mike,
yo, Pain, man.
It's that
no
time.
time of this, baby. It's showtime. Let's get it.
Hey yo, Donut White, no muzzle. Sparring Minds live every Friday. Let's go. Look, it's Sparring Minds. If you don't know the name, look us up. You know it's all facts when you got Chef Maine cooking up a couple of brothers who know all about the struggle. Black excellence. You know we just work hard and hustle. Whenever you want that urban talk, you know we keep it real. Mr. Maritime on the mic. Yeah, you know the deal is real life. Hotel High Tower bringing you the feel. DJ Payne keep it 100. Matter of fact, keep it a mill. Let's go. Let's go.
Yo.
Welcome
What's up? We back.
Mike Nice, make sure that there's no children around you right now.
Load management, huh?
Yeah, we all got the sinister grin right here, except for like Capo's back in like director mode right now. I promise you, he's thinking about the next 5 movies he's gonna shoot after All Love comes out this summer. That's what kind of vibe he has right now.
Yeah.
Little bit. Right,
what up, fellas? What's going
You
on?
know,
man.
You know.
What's up? Load management, man.
Yeah,
You know,
I had to do some. I had to take a page out of Capo's book and do some research for this show.
Oh, shit.
I'm sure this is the one time that none of us had a problem doing research.
Nope.
No.
Like
No. Not at all.
Hands-on research page. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so I don't get fined.
Yo.
Oh man.
So
yo, we gotta grow up.
We'll get right. Listen, I gotta be mindful of how I say.
Let's make sure we give the disclaimer before we dive in.
Right.
Right.
So yeah, please. I had the kids, I had the wife. Yeah, baby, forgive me if I say. I already
No,
told you
keep the wife around. Keep the wife around.
Yeah,
well,
keep the wife around.
She needs to hear this.
She told me she was gonna be checking in, so we'll see what happens. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But so earlier, you know, I like to Chris Paul throw alley oops out there. So I threw something out there on the page to kind of build a segue for tonight's show. So it was about if your lady goes into your like checks your search history and see that you were looking up midget porn, right? Like how would she look at you? Would she look at you sideways or anything like that? So I guess we could bleed into the first segment, which is fetishes, types of porn. So I didn't get a chance to talk to my brothers online earlier when I posed the question, but I was very curious. Well, Payne actually had an amazing quote on that subject, but I want to wrap it around the room, and this is crazy. And get guys' opinions on that or any other fetishes, types, or anything like that. Guys in particular want to watch with their lady or whatever the case may be. So, fellas, you know, pass it around the room. Let's get it.
I mean,
man,
fetishes. I don't have any fetishes when it comes to like porn or anything like that. But I will say, shit, you could basically say I'm racist because I don't watch white porn. And I never have. So, I mean, if that you want to call it that or whatever, I mean,
why they just don't get as active as you want?
It tends to be a little dramatic. Like I feel like I don't want to feel like you're acting. You know what I mean? Like maybe over the top with it, fucking screaming and grunting and all types of crazy. Like, yo, what is going on here? So, nah, and I'm just not. I mean, I've found white women attractive before, of course, but like I prefer to see a black woman.
So ebony back shots is where you at, huh?
Oh, we get super specific.
Hey, listen. As a porn fanatic,
we need that kind of
energy. As a porn fanatic, that's just what it is.
Hey, no, I'm right there with you. Ebony back shots, ebony reverse cowgirl, however you want to do it.
Okay, but only the ebonies, right?
Right.
Ebony's Little. What's going on, brother? Fetishes or types? What's good?
Like I said, ebony back shots. I mean, shit. What else we got here? You know what? The Spanish chicks, they get it in. Sometimes you just hit up Latin queens. You get crazy.
You know something here, fellas. So of course,
get the hell out of the screen. She definitely
of course, like.
I was gonna take a pillow, but I didn't like
What is happening over there? Yo, what is happening,
It
bro?
was about to get X-rated here. They got skirts and clothes thrown at me.
I just need those demonstrations,
What
son.
is going on, guys? Yo, yo, you gotta relax over there, bro. You gotta relax.
So fetishes is a strange word, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if I have fetishes. I guess I can't. I haven't defined that yet, right? There's just shit that I like to see, right? So, listen, Ebony bash shots that goes without saying. That's like one of the core safe standards, right? But like, I'm a toys dude, right? On your lady, which we'll talk about later, right? So I'm here for that. Like, I'm here for that journey and kind of find different ways to um please her in that manner, right? So I don't mind, looking at videos and looking at things of that mold. Um, I'm not. So I think there's a part voyeur in me, right, where I could go to a space and watch people fuck. I'm here for that. You see what I'm saying? So there's some of that environment. Like I'm totally here for an orgy. Like I'm totally here for things like that. You know what I mean? So those come up in my search history, right? The problem sometimes. Well, we'll talk about that. But yeah, those are absolutely. And also, the last part that comes up absolutely is like a core search standard is MILFs. Like that's just. So I heard Sarah J define MILFs one time. I never really understood what the definition was. She was like, "Yo, MILFs are just thicker women. That's all it is." And I was like, that makes sense. And since I'm here for thick women, MILFs is now a big part of my search. So yeah, I mean, I think I don't know what that fetish is. That is how I define my searches or how I define what I like. You know what I mean?
Yeah. MILFs are just thicker women? I thought it was moms I'd like to fuck.
Well, by definition, but Sarah J was saying for what it is from the industry standpoint.
Oh, okay. So they book thicker women as the MILFs.
Right.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I never even.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Learn something every day.
Makes sense. I'm on the same wavelength as Chuck, right? So I don't have any specific fetishes, but I'm always curious to different types of engagement, both for entertainment purposes and training tools. So it's just a matter of voyeur, amateur. Every now and then I might sprinkle in some high quality production stuff, but yeah, man, until I figure out what that is, you know what I mean? The Rolodex is open.
Yeah.
What's high quality production
porn?
What is that?
No, he's right.
Stuff that's scripted.
Camera work. Oh, got you. Okay.
Scripted stuff. Yeah.
Like
the storyline and all the other stuff. Like I'm not interested in the storyline per se, but like that type of, when they get to it, it's like, okay, what they doing over here? So
right. That's a great point, Ant. If there's one thing I actually do care about, is how they landed themselves in this situation. I care about that in the story, right? The fucking this chick in the woods. How did this happen?
Like, so to address that, like, I think as I was younger, I really didn't give a fuck. But I think as I got older, I was like, wait, how the fuck did they end up on the balcony of a church? Like, how did this happen?
That was stuff we didn't care about.
Yeah, back then I didn't care. Like, fast forward to the back shots, I don't care about that shit.
But you know what that is, Payne? It's because when we was watching when we were younger, we were on unlimited shot clock, right? You only had 7 minutes before your brother came bursting in the room or some shit like that.
Yeah, or you had to flip back from the beat from the
B24, B20. Yeah, what was it? B23, 24.
Whoa, I don't have it memorized.
I had the black box. I had the black box back in the day.
Absolutely.
I never had the black box, and my parents was cheap. We never had the damn B side. We always had just the A side. I might need to address some things.
It's a whole other show of conversation.
Can we stay in fetishes real quick? Because I want to go down some things and get your thoughts on it. But let's start with female dominatrix. So where are you guys in that land?
Ooh,
Love it.
I've never really gotten into it.
Yeah.
I find it interesting though, like how like people be wanting to be disrespected and talked down to and hit and different types of shit, and you got to have passwords and and safe words and all types of shit like that.
That's extreme. That's extreme.
Okay,
I didn't mean that far when I said I love it, but go ahead.
But no, I just find it like I
safe words,
but I find it interesting.
Yo, I think the only thing in that realm I've ever allowed was like a chick to put like a blindfold on me, like and again the whole safe word kind of thing. But that was really it. It was something about that like freaked me out. You know what I'm saying? Felt like I was being freaking lined up or something. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it was something about that. It was just like, yo, is this like trying to line me up, dog? Like. Just never, but the blindfold thing I did give into, you know what I'm saying? That was one thing that was I wasn't too bad.
I don't subscribe to it personally, right? Like it's not my thing. But there's something dope about a woman in leather, right? There's something dope about that sexually. I'm really big on the visuals of sex that lead to actual sex. I'm huge on that, right?
Sure.
So although no, you definitely ain't handcuffing me to a motherfucking thing, right?
Right.
I'm here for the leather leotards. I'm here for the sexy silk joints. I'm here for all that kind of stuff that leads us to where we're going. So and a lot of the dominatrix stuff, they have some crazy tools. I'm like, oh shit, I would use that on a chick. I would use that on my girl for sure. You know what I mean?
So you play
I've definitely done those kind of things. Yeah, well, absolutely. You haven't introduced twice to your bedroom yet?
I find something sexy about, even though I don't want it used on me, I find something sexy about a woman having a whip. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Oh, Pain, here you go.
That's it. Pain. You hear the name?
Right,
Pain. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yo.
I'm cool.
I don't want it used on me, but I find a woman having a whip.
The fact that you put that out there, that you put that out there means, you let me know.
Volume.
Here comes the pain. That's how that
So what we can't do on this show, is if somebody exposed something, this is a real show, right? If somebody exposed something, we gotta be careful not to turn into black men, right? Because black men don't accept shit, right? Like with black men, it's got to be a certain thing. But this kind of show that we're having right now is gonna shed a light on some different kind of shit that you might not have thought about, right? So we gotta be careful about judging niggas in these moments. That's gonna be a real.
You know what? You know what? You absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Shout out to Janae.
Did Janae just say get a paddle? It's softer than a whip.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody hitting me with nothing.
All set. None of that.
Yeah, so we're gonna parlay to the next subject on that note. Pain,
none of that.
Pain, what we got up next on the docket?
Hold on, let's not leave just yet.
Okay.
Don't leave just yet.
Okay, sorry.
So we talked about the female dominatrix part, and everybody kind of said they're cool on that part.
Yep.
What about you dominating the woman involved? What about that part of the conversation? Even going as deep as sex slave conversation, even going as deep and as extreme as that.
I never thought about it.
No.
Yeah.
I never thought about it from usually, and this goes to like the black man being closed-minded type thing, right?
Yeah.
I've only thought of dominatrixes as women. I know a male can be a dom, as they're called, but I never bothered to delve into that and see what it's about and how that works from the male side as opposed to the women.
I'm here for that. It's one of my searches for sure. I'm here for it, man. This is what we're talking about, all those leathers and handcuffs. You got another handcuff, even on the most basic level, all of us have handcuffed our girl to the bed, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the most basic level of it, right? And then if you start handcuffing hands and feet, now you can do some other things. Now you're talking about hot liquids. Now you're talking about feathers. You're talking about some different kind of situations that can happen. chocolate sauces. I'm sure we've all dove into those things, correct?
But are those dom things, or are those just like different?
Sensual.
Those are fetish, right. Sensual
stuff. I think the dom part comes when you strap them down to the bed, when you have the restrictions in place. I think that's where that comes in.
Well, a lot of the dom and submissive thing in the bedroom comes with like being bossed around too.
Yeah. Verbally, sure.
So you could get on your Coming to America and be like, "What black and dog?"
Yeah.
You got to do this shit. If she don't, there's consequences. You know what I mean? Like nothing like you beat the shit out of her or nothing like that. But,
right. No, of course. No, but there's some fun there, right?
Yeah.
That black men gotta stop being boxed into missionary sleep. There's some fun in other areas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. It definitely is teasing and all that stuff. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It is. We go. We can.
And then the last part about this fetishes, types of porn, right? Is I know we want to get to other topics, so pardon me. Threesomes, foursomes, group sex. Where are y'all with those things? Have y'all been involved with those? Is it something that's kind of on your bucket list? Kind of time passed you by? What's your thoughts on that?
Long time ago. Long time ago. Let's heavy on the disclaimer on a long time ago. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
I've definitely participated in some of those things before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was
some of those things. We're talking real gray right now. Are we having a serious conversation?
Okay, so you just mentioned like 3 things. So you like threesomes, group sex,
okay,
like that kind of stuff in particular. Yes.
Word. So let's start with threesomes, 2 girls and a guy. And then let's talk a little bit about why that's accepted versus why 2 guys and a girl may not be accepted.
I think both are accepted.
I think both are accepted. I think it depends on the mindset of the person, right? Because
of the audience, yeah.
Right. Because when we were coming up, like that was always deemed as a train if it was 2 guys and a girl. That's how it was looked at. You know what I'm saying? Nobody never said like if 2 girls did that to a guy, no one's ever said, yo, these chicks ran a train on this guy. They said, oh, he had a threesome. Right. But always with the 2 guys and a girl, it was always looked at that way. But no, it should be now that we're like adults and we look at life differently. You know, I'm like, nah, that's different.
I think a big fear with the 2 guys and a girl threesome too is some homophobia. Like guys like, what if we touch somehow?
Big time.
Like no.
See, those are the type of guys you can't be getting involved with in these situations.
Yeah, that wouldn't even be in the conversation. I agree with you.
Their mindset is not in the right place. The attention's supposed to be on her, period.
Right.
You know what I mean? Nothing else is important in that situation. You know what I mean? So if you're already going in this situation thinking about the possibilities of
it happening,
this, that, and the third, it's like, all right, then you don't need to be involved at all.
Those are the type of motherfuckers that fight in a club full of women. Y'all paying too much attention to the men.
You have to tell them like, yo, sit this one out, brother. Like fall back.
All in all, pass.
Really?
So you've never been involved in any of it?
I don't do the 2 guy anything. That just doesn't. No,
I just mean a threesome in general. What like women?
Yeah, even the train whole aspect of it. It was just never my thought, my care.
I never did any of the train stuff. I was involved in a threesome with 2 women. Way like. Put it this way, I was in the best shape of my life. This was when I was playing college basketball, and I was fucking exhausted the whole next day after that shit. That shit.
Yeah, I believe it.
It's a workout. It's a workout for sure.
Fuck you. I've never been that tired in my life. Like I could not get out of bed. I was fucking exhausted.
Shout out to Danae, man. She's tapped in.
Yeah, she's definitely commenting a whole lot.
Hey, we found her heart. We found the soft spot right here.
All right, fellas. So can we move on now? Anybody else?
Oh, I just wanted to Hustle had mentioned something about orgies earlier. For some reason, I can't watch orgy porn because I got ADD. I'm like, wait, I was just watching her. Wait, go back to her. Type shit. Like, so I got ADD when it comes to that shit.
Yeah. All right, sir. Sorry. I thought there was opportunity there to dive into some things. You know what I mean? Don't just gloss over it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Hey, why not?
This is what the point of this conversation is for. And if we kick in to a little bit of overtime tonight,
yeah, absolutely, man.
It is what it is. It is what it is. We might go into overtime tonight. You dig?
Yeah.
I expect it, honestly.
You know what I'm saying?
I think we just ended on a good note with the whole Dom and sub thing and the two guys and everything. So that leads to this category.
Yeah.
What's off limits and what's out of bounds for you?
Good point. I'm here for that.
Oh shit.
We want to start with you, man.
Now you're going down to plugs and all types of shit, beads and all that.
See, all right, well, let's start with you since you started naming the damn grocery list, Little.
the grocery list. You just need to grow up. Like, seriously. You need to grow up. Like, seriously, dog. What is wrong with you? Grow the fuck up.
I just got that shit. That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. I can't sneak nothing past me tonight.
Yo. All right, man. So,
man.
Go ahead, Little. Go ahead, brothers, please. Off limits, out of bounds. What is off limits, out of bounds as far as things you're watching or things you're not allowing that's going on? Like she's like, yo, I want to try this, and you're like, yo, fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not plugging nobody, nothing. That's not happening. And you're definitely not plugging me nowhere. Not happening. No. And yeah, I think that's the just of it with me. I think, yeah.
So let's take a second.
In no weird places.
Let's take a second.
So you're not plugging nobody. You're not plugging her either. And well, I'm not even gonna insult you and ask you if she's plugging. We already know. You might swing on me virtually, like, man, fuck out of here. So we already know. So you're not even plugging her. What if she comes to you and she asks? That's crazy. If she comes,
I mean, if it's an ask, then I may have to, but no, I don't play with no toys. That's just not what I do. I don't do it. I'm cool.
So here's the issue. Here's the issue. First, I mean, Little's plug stuff. I've already said I'm here for toys, so that's kind of a conversation that I'm always in. Like, I'm here for. Like, that's not off limits. But I want to harken back to a conversation I had with a dude, pause, and actually we were all involved. We were in this Facebook group, and someone was telling this Facebook group that he is into having his girl eat his ass, right? And so now, black men, what the fuck you talking about, son? You gay, right? And he wanted to say two valuable things. The first he said was, your G-spot is in your ass. So if you want the best orgasm of your life, you're going to have that conversation.
Yep.
Two is that, why is something considered gay if you're doing it with your girl?
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Two valuable things that he said. Neither entered my household or my subconscious thought, but I accepted what he said. I said, makes sense. I can't argue with it. I'm not doing it, but I can see why you would.
Mm-hmm.
Right? With that said, don't touch my ass. Right? I'm still from the hood, but don't do that. I'm never about. I'm not into the female domination shit. That's kind of out of bounds for me, right? But anything outside of that, I'm here for the discussion. Let's talk about it and let's see.
Listen. I've had my salad. I've had my salad tossed, so I'm here for it.
It was all right. See, that's the thing. Like, I think people who are open to doing certain things probably have a.
Little, come on back, brother. Come on, Little, come on, bro. Come on, dog.
But what you learn here is, I'm willing to bet that people who can go down those paths have a higher I can't find the word, a higher level of sex than those who don't.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of said to myself, I'm willing to take the level down sex. I don't need that version, right?
Yeah, I want the weed. I don't want the coke. Yeah, I get it.
Good analogy.
Nah. It could be from you don't want the Bobby Brown to you want the За. That's how I'm looking at it. You know what I'm saying? You want to smoke the Bobby Brown. You don't want to smoke the За. You don't want to smoke the marathon OG. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to smoke the Bobby Brown.
Keisha said men should be allowed a safe space with their women to be sexually open and free without judgment.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
that's true.
Don't mean I'm not going to talk shit.
Yeah,
That's judgment.
Again,
right.
there's things that our lady, you know what I'm saying, may like or may want to try and experience, right? And it's kind of we want the same thing. So it's almost like it's got to be a halfway point. You have to meet each other somewhere in the middle. You know what I'm saying, so to speak, right?
True.
You know what I mean? I think
Yeah, because if she wants it, you got to kind of do it.
Yeah.
No,
this is a conversation about pushing. Well, first of all, discussing your boundaries, and then finding the area where you might want to push those boundaries. This is that kind of discussion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Double entendre.
When I think back to those situations or those experiences, it was one of those things where it wasn't discussed.
It was just done.
It was just kind of like, I mean, I think if there was a discussion, it was more like, what are your do's and don'ts? And at the time, I was like, I don't know until I try it, I guess, right?
In the morning,
yeah.
And then without warning, she was doing what she do and caught me by surprise, and I was like, oh, all right.
Oh man, yeah, I'm there for it. Yeah, I hear you. I don't judge it. I don't judge it. I respect anybody that can be open to those things. I know it's not for me, but I don't have a judgment on the other side. You know what I mean?
No.
So man, what height did you say? What's off limits for you? Out of bounds?
No, I didn't say it was out of bounds. I mean, in theory, there's some things I probably would avoid, but at the same time, there's a level of curiosity in some of those things where it's like Chuck said earlier, G spot's over here, so it's like, all right, well, I never experienced that part, so maybe there's interest in trying to see what that's about, but it's never happened, and who knows, but yeah, I'm one of those guys where it's like, I'll try anything once and go from there.
I think the Dom stuff, I probably wouldn't be into. You know what I'm saying? Like, and definitely you're not peeing on me or anything like that. Not.
That's a fetish. That's different. Yeah.
Different. We're not releasing any bodily fluids or nothing like that. Like I'm absolutely.
Well, so you're saying the squirt is off limits?
Excuse me?
I mean, it essentially, I guess when you that in the grand scheme of things, but I mean, like for you to lay down and someone to just like hop over you and freaking like pee on you, that kind of stuff. That's what I mean. I mean, obviously, squirting is something. I mean, we know what it is. Liquid wise, we know what it is, but it happens in a different way versus you just laying down like, nah, y'all want you to pee on me tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like,
this takes me back to a billion years ago, and I was super green. Hightower and I talk often on this show about how we got started in this sex game later than you guys did, right? So I was maybe 2 or 3 chicks in at this point, and this new prospect during the initial stages was like, "Yo, like, what's your thoughts on golden showers? And would you shit on me?" No. Now, if you're talking talking to a 20-something-year-old Chuck, right?
Yep.
And I was like, "Bitch, you crazy?" Right? And in fact, the fact that you brought this up Get the fuck out of my life. But what I learned later was not that I've ever experienced either one of those things because it's not my path, but she was probably the freakiest of freaks. It would have been a spectacular leg if I didn't turn my nose up at it. Because her normal is probably like, wait, what? To me. See what I'm saying? Yeah. So if I wasn't so ignorant, I probably should have invested some time to see what the fuck she was really talking about. But not that I would have gone down those paths, but her regular shit would have been crazy.
But see, that's like that. You know, then you end up looking like Common or Andre 3000.
That's something totally. That's something totally different. That's a different conversation. We gotta get to that part. That's that amazing. That's amazing shots.
But see, like, if you would have did that, right? So 2 things here. First, I thought you was about to hit us with the Biggie story. Like, so after I shits on bitch, right? Secondly, if you would have did that, the bar would have been raised so fucking high.
Facts.
It would have been impossible for anybody else to get there, and God only knows where you would have went from there. Like,
I agree. I think you're right. You're right. Let me ask 2 questions before we get off limits. Y'all okay with that?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
For sure.
First, off limit, anal sex with your lady. You fucking her in her ass. Yes or no? Y'all green light now?
Yep.
It has to be, yeah. She has to want it. Yeah.
Pain?
Go green. Go green.
Okay. So we're clear on that.
What does go green mean?
He said go green.
Green light. Go green.
Oh, okay.
Let me go.
Okay, so we clear off the board there. The second one is public sex. We all good with that. Elevators, grocery stores, parking lots. We're all green light in that, correct?
Yep.
It's not my fetish, but if she wants it again, hey, it is what it is.
It's not my thing. I'm not a PDA guy, but if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
I'm definitely, I wouldn't. Listen. I'm all for that. Movie theaters,
yeah.
Movie theaters, I'm all for that for sure.
And so,
ladies and gentlemen, this is why y'all chairs be sticky at the movie theaters. You heard it here. He heard it here first.
I asked those 2 questions because that's generally where Black men set our start. That's generally where we start to go up in terms of our exploration levels.
But we start
generally those 2.
Where we start to go up.
Right.
Where we start to go.
So
for sure.
I mean, for a lot of us, the first time was probably in the car.
Nah.
I hate car sex. Mine wasn't.
I'm 6'2". I could not do that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, car sex sucks. It's overrated.
I've had it, but it's not my favorite.
It's overrated.
First time definitely wasn't in the car.
So with those last questions Chuck asked, that's a perfect segue into the next topic of,
excuse me,
where does porn have its place in your relationship?
Mine, it doesn't. It's like we've had conversations about it, but actually like being in the bed together, laying there and like watching it is something we haven't done. You know what I mean? For what, I'm not even sure why that's never happened. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely something we've talked about, and I'm guessing after tonight's show that we may have more. Hopefully, we'll have more of an in-depth conversation about you dig what I'm saying?
Just stay away from the midget porn.
Right. Get the fuck out of here. I'm here for an evening of us sitting here laying in the bed, both watching porn, both masturbating next to each other. I'm here for an evening of that. See, I think there's different ways to explore these kind of things that we're not really taught. And I'm here for it.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's funny because what was it? It was probably earlier this week or late last week. We were sitting there watching TV, and she goes, or maybe I brought it up and we started talking about porn. Actually, she asked me the question. She was like, do you watch porn? And I was like, yeah, I watch porn. And she was like, she just broke out laughing. She was like, I do too. I didn't think you did. That's why I didn't speak. And I was just like,
I love it.
and it's funny because you know what? We've never had conversations about porn or even watching it together. And I think, like Maine said, after this show, it's going to be let's go throw on. It is what it is.
Yeah,
that's definitely different, Josh. And and to that point, you would be shocked how much more porn women watch than men.
I agree.
Exactly. You're right. Yeah. You're definitely right.
We always think, oh, we're watching porn. They don't watch that. No, hell, they don't.
Right. But it's also a thing of what I do in my privacy. It's like because that's how most of us started. It was we grabbed your father's porno mag, went somewhere and hit off to the corner because it was you wasn't supposed to be watching this shit.
It was taboo.
So it's like I still have that same type of thought, like shit, I ain't supposed to be watching this shit. So you go sneak, and that's probably the same way she is, and it's just like, oh, shit, you watch it? Oh, you watch it? Oh,
that's so valuable. Let's not overlook that. That's probably a very important part of this is the fact that when we started this journey, it was taboo, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so now some part of us still treats it as taboo. That's why we watch it in the bathroom with the door locked, or when we wait till she goes to work and then we put it on, and it really shouldn't be that. It really should be a shared experience, right? It really should be something that's enhancing. But we all do that. I know I still do it yesterday, right? Like it's not something that we get away from easily. But I think once we start to make that transition into a shared experience, it really can blossom into something nice.
Yeah.
Chuck's camera game is on porn status tonight because it is constantly going in and out. That's the second time. It's crazy. So shout out to Chuck's camera adapting to our show tonight. Just
Word.
The whole segue.
What about you, Hype?
There was a time where we watched things together. It wasn't something that we fully incorporated, but it was something at a time where we had the conversation and then put it on and watched and yada yada, but never to the effect of where it became a staple. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So I've never watched with an ex at all. I'm single now, but I've never watched with any of my exes at all before. And it's for a weird reason, out of fear that they would be jealous.
Yep.
Because maybe what I like to watch isn't them per se.
Their type. Yep.
Right. Like if my ex doesn't have a fat ass and I like watching big asses, or if my ex is flat chested and I like watching big breasts, or if I was dating a white woman, but I'm only into black porn, you know what I mean?
Right.
So out of fear of that type of reaction is, I think, why I never watched with any exes or anything like that. But I mean, I don't think I'd be opposed to it if I was with someone. So
now a long time ago, I did used to have some women that liked for it to be on in the background while we were being intimate, which was a little crazy. You know what I'm saying to me? You know what I mean? I'm like, why do you want this? But whatever, hey, you want this playing in the background while we're getting it in? Like, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? But this, my current, you know what I'm saying? We've never had the conversation. So again, hopefully tonight we will.
Real quick too, so with relationships, I earlier someone said something about seeing stuff and wanting to try it or whatever. I listened to the All Out show on XM Radio. This was a couple years ago. I was listening to it with Rude Jude, and he would constantly have porn stars on. And the one thing they would all say that they had in common is the shit that looks like it feels good on camera doesn't. So a lot of people are miseducated. So women are like, when dudes be just pounding the shit out of them, like that looks good on camera, but that shit does not feel good. Or like certain positions might look like they feel good on camera, but they're awkward and they don't feel good in real life. They just have to act out. So we got to be careful not to base our sexual education on porn alone. Like you got to learn your mate on their own. Don't go based on porn. Like ladies, some shit you might see on porn that you think the guy is enjoying that the woman's doing to him, it probably sucks, and vice versa, fellas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, again, those are conversations you have because, again, like the same way you tell your lady, you know what I'm saying, what you like, and she tells you what she likes. You know what I'm saying? It kind of goes there. That's how you kind of, educate each other on that mode. Everyone's different.
I struggle with that. With that. Okay. So here's the thing. So when we were coming up, sorry fellas, my camera's been wilding, as y'all know. So Sparring Minds listeners, there's a term called kayfabe, right? And generally the term is reserved. But the word just means that the content that you are watching. Sorry, is the camera still going out?
You good?
No, I see you.
You good?
The word kayfabe just means that the content that you are watching is keeping you locked into this world, keeping you locked into the fantasy of this world. Now, we use it all the time with wrestling, right? Because when we were watching wrestling, we thought, oh my God, this is real. And this is incredible. And Jake the Snake just stick his snake on Randy Savage, and it was crazy, right? And he's going to die, right?
My vision is just all fucked up right now.
You got to relax, bro. You got to relax.
Well, but we lived in the world of what we were watching was the real thing, right? And I bring that back to this because I personally still stay in a land of, I don't want to know the inner workings of porn. I don't want to know the inner workings. I want to watch it, like Ian talked about earlier. I want to watch the story unfold and see that this is real life for somebody. That's what that's part of the enjoyment of me watching that, right? Is, man, this dude said 10 words for her and now she's sucking his dick. How did that happen?
Yeah.
I like that part of the journey, right?
Yeah,
so I don't want to get to the behind the scenes where it's like, oh, well, we had to use lube to execute this scene because the chick wasn't into it. I don't want to know about that. Don't fuck up my experience.
But see, the experience is fine, but don't go miseducating yourself like, I'm about to try that and the shit sucks. Like, because it looks good on camera doesn't mean it's really a good thing.
Oh, let me explain something to you. I've tried that 1 billion times. And I'm sure we all have. I'm sure we all have said, so I could fuck her doggy style up against the mirror and nothing will happen. And then we break the mirror and we're like, fuck. Right? But those ideas you get from that. No, but those ideas are dope. You should have. That's why I watch porn to begin with. Right?
Yep.
To get ideas of what I want to go do to her when I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point of it.
Shanta raised a good question about making movies. Y'all ever made a movie?
Oh yeah.
When you're doing them domination shits, yeah, you definitely have to have a video camera.
Nah, I never did it.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I have. Yeah, yes, I can say I have.
No movies.
My phone's a whole library.
Yeah.
If you're not your own fan, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, good point. Definitely.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So
I'm totally good for that.
With that question being asked, that'll put us right into the final category that we have, and that's with the stars. Who's on your Mount Rushmore of porn?
Who are your throat goats?
Who makes the best films?
I never had a go-to be quite honest.
Wait, you have no Mount Rushmore of porn?
Nah.
Really? Wow.
Like I told you, my curiosity was so vast that I never stayed with one particular, actress or whatever the case is. Like she might be doing something dope over here, but she might be doing something dope and different over here, and then someone over there is doing something else. So it's like I was always bouncing around. I never really,
Swivel.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So when I see these names pop up, I'm like, I've never seen none of her work.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, what?
That's when you do the research.
I mean,
Right.
of course you do the research, but it's like now you got to go through 30 names, and I'm like,
Rich had some good ones up there too. Shout out
you know
to
what I
him.
mean? Like you got to go through 30
know
names,
what's
and
funny?
their prime was in the 90s. So now I'm so used to seeing
It's different.
You know,
Yeah, it's different.
new and
Yeah.
improved,
Because
and now you're going back and looking at vintage. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah.
good list,
it's
Rich.
Great list, Rich.
one
Rob,
thing
you
that
okay?
Ital was talking about here is the fact that there are two different type of people, right?
Yep.
There's people who search by categories,
Yeah.
and there's people who search by talents.
Yeah.
By
Right? Who
name.
search by the
Yep.
right. And so I'm absolutely a categories guy, and I think what happens there is then you stumble into new shit,
Mhm.
Right.
right?
Sure.
More new talents. You're like, oh shit, where'd she come from? You know what I mean? Because you wouldn't have found her if you just continued to search for Sherika D ass all the time. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let me answer the question, though, while I'm here. So throat goats. Let's go there, right?
Oh shit.
Carmen Hayes. Carmen Hayes at the top of the list.
I remember that name. Yeah.
For you said for
Top
throat
of the list.
for as a
Throat
throat
goat.
Yes, sir.
Throat
Yes, sir.
goat only.
Okay.
Because the rest of her work is trash. Sky Black is in the conversation.
Definitely.
Kelly Devine is in the conversation.
Kelly Devine.
I might have seen these chicks. I don't know these names.
Vintage names.
And then finally, I'll go with Pinky as the last name in that conversation.
Okay.
Nobody wins in the Family Feuds.
What? Wait a minute. Time
Little
out.
relax.
Don't do that here.
Relax. Y'all gotta relax. Y'all gotta relax.
You gotta take her off your list.
Yo, come on, man.
I'm just saying. But I'm like hype. A lot of names I'm not familiar with. I know faces, so I actually had to do some fucking homework to try to figure out these faces to the names and whatnot. So so I did get a list. I got like a good 6. Cherokee I do know. I know Cherokee though. But throat goats, Jesus Christ. I don't know. I might have to look that one up tonight. But I have.
When you look at something up tonight, I want you to look up Curly Rican Official. This new chick, crazy.
Curly Rican Official. Yeah, Curly Rican Official.
Crazy.
Crazy. You're not about to get me in trouble. I'm not gonna look up nobody you told me to go look up.
Still getting in trouble.
Tell Becca to look it up then. Tell Becca to look it up.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Jenna Jameson, Cecilia Lyon. Like I remember these faces. I just don't know, whatever. And Cassidy Banks. So I remember their work. So, but throat goats, I'm not sure. I don't have any up there.
Listen, I stumbled down a rabbit hole one time, and found a young lady by the name of Italia Blue, and I was blown away. I was blown away. So if there's any name on my list, that's the name.
Blown away, so to speak.
Oh man, I was like, yo, who is this?
Great
you go into some of these things, and you have a mental checklist of kind of what you want to see or what you think you're interested in, right?
Yeah.
And I happen to see one video, and I'm like, it's like ding, ding, ding. She's checking everything off.
Check all the boxes.
Yes,
all right, let me just see what else she's been doing. But yeah, that's probably the only name that I can say with certainty that I was, super familiar with.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I got a little list here. I was, obviously this was do research all the time, but definitely was doing research for this one. Throat goats. Tiana Trump. Tiana Trump has great work and clearly, with how she took down the whole Phoenix Suns team, how they were performing in the bubble. You know what I mean? She's super legendary for that. So shout out, and they still didn't make the playoffs.
That's why they didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, it might be, but that was a true story about the the Phoenix Suns team.
I'm gonna tag her in this video once we post this.
That's crazy.
Roxy Reynolds, the OG. You know what I'm saying? You can't forget the OGs out there. You gotta have Definitely got to have some.
Are these your throat goats, man? Or
These are my
just
throat goats. These are my throat goats. No, these are my throat goats. Yeah, these are my throat goats. No, so Tiana Trump, Roxy Reynolds, Lacey Duvall. Shout out to Lacey Duvall.
Yeah.
And she turned to a chef now. So you know what I mean? Chuck, man, you ain't got like my list, bro. I see you with this.
No, I judge. I judge.
Come on, man. We all with no judgment tonight. No judgment.
No, I judge.
Shout out to Lacey Duvall. She became she's a chef now. I think she retired.
I read that.
So she's cooking it up, no longer spitting on it, huh?
Yo, like for real.
Fucking say I'm dog.
She's doing a different kind of whip game now. Her whip and stretch game is different now.
Okay.
And shout out to Mariah Mills.
Yeah,
girl that definitely
Zion.
Listen.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Throat goats. Damn, that threw me off. I didn't do no research for that. Let me see.
I usually fast forward past that anyway, so I wouldn't know.
Nigga, that's what I search for. That's my search.
I gotta say Keiki. Keiki's one.
That's that broad that can touch her nose with her tongue, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Janice the Freak. If you don't know her, look her up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it back a little bit and go with Cinnamon Love.
Yeah.
Cinnamon Love. Okay.
Yeah, well done. That's a throwback.
And I'm gonna go with Roxy like Maine did.
Remind me, fellas. And I'm just thinking of the name because this is another name for another rabbit hole I went down years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Capri Styles.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not bugging. All right.
No, you're not bugging.
Nah.
You'll hear her name again when we get to the ghost conversation.
Yo, she might have had one of the best asses I've ever seen in my life that wasn't like operated on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Crazy.
Okay. You said one of, so I'll let it slide.
Yeah,
it's interesting when we start talking about these things, and we'll get into goats, right? Yeah. When we really have to define body type expectations, right? Because you guys seem to like slim thick chicks, right? I like thick chicks.
Italia wasn't slim at all.
I think it's all over.
Oh God! Don't even mention Italia.
I think it's subjective, though. I think it's
it's different.
It's definitely subjective because I was trying to just, you know what I mean, like, Cherokee. I mean, she got a nice, but she's not like a throat goat. You know what I'm saying?
Not in the least. Can't be serious.
Right. You know what I mean? So I think those are two different, you know what I mean, kind of things. You know what I'm saying? Just because her hoop is crazy, but you know what I mean? Like she's not talented in that department. You know what I mean?
And not only is she not talented, she don't even care.
And oh my God, how could I forget Ava Devine? Oh my God, how could I forget Ava?
Yeah. Honorable mention. Beauty Dior too. Honorable mention.
So let's just go into goats. Let's just go into goats because that's where all these names are coming from for me, right? Yeah. So goats, Sky Black is in the conversation.
Yep.
Ava Devine is in the conversation.
Who's this Chantel D? Y'all familiar with her?
Nah.
Oh no.
I might know about face.
I have to do some research.
Do some research.
I think she's a slim, light-skinned chick, if I remember correct. I think I might remember Chantel D actually. But she didn't do nothing to my socks off. You know, she wasn't nothing special.
My man Joe Cacciatore.
JC.
So let's go back. Sky Black, Ava Devine, a lock for everybody's goat, correct? Those are locks. We agree?
They're not on my list at all.
Well,
Ava Devine's not on your list at all?
Mm-mm.
Wow.
I told y'all before the show came on that I went with a different criteria for how I did the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, Sky Black definitely is.
Sky, oh my God. Okay. Sky Black, Ava Devine, Sarah J.
No, she's not on my list.
Now Payne wouldn't have her.
He said Payne would have her.
No, he said
I said Payne wouldn't.
Payne wouldn't. I know who she is, but I don't watch. Like,
she's crazy.
What about Beauty Dior?
She's outside my top 10. I looked at her name.
You don't like her work?
She's not on my
She's okay. She's okay. Her ass was crazy.
Okay. Jada Fire?
Yeah. Oh my God, absolutely Jada Fire below.
Fire?
Absolutely.
I wouldn't object to that. She
Yeah,
wasn't on
absolutely.
the list though. I had to. My list is weird, so
I've never seen Jada Fire before.
Oh my God.
Jada Fire. She's a very
Hold on. We're doing this. Spotlight listeners, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. You guys go get some water or something. Give us a minute.
What kind of shit is
Pull your
that?
phone out and go and just pull up Jada Fire. We'll wait, nigga.
Yeah,
Because you got us fucked up.
because that's a little crazy. Jada is
Yeah.
Jada is a very good looking woman. Like outside of porn, if you don't even like, if you saw her outside of porn, you'd be like
Yeah. That's true. Good point, man. All right, brothers, we're back. Sorry about that. We had to get in right.
Is Jada Fire really your? Because you always talked about you got the thing for the thickums. Jada's like she's not.
now she is though.
Is she?
Now she put on some weight now, and she has she has some work done, but she put on some weight too.
Okay,
and it's not bad weight.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see the allure. She's easy on the eyes.
Yeah.
And the work is better than the view. The work is better.
She talks a little too much for me, but
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. And that's one thing I hate.
We're gonna get
to talk a lot.
Hold on. Let's save that. Let's say that for overtime. Let's say that for
overtime. All right, sorry.
Let's say that for overtime. Finish going through the.
Kitten's in your conversation, right? Kitten gotta belong.
Who?
Kitten.
Oh, she's underrated, but she's not on my list. Like I told you, my Mount Rushmore is different.
Yeah, she's not on mine.
All right, here's my last one for the Rushmore, and I'm gonna let y'all go. Carmella Clutch.
She didn't make my name
though.
Google Carmella Clutch. She's crazy off. All right, go Payne. I want to hear this weird ass list you got, Payne.
Yeah.
So my list, the way I did my list was their contribution to porn and like what they brought to it. So of course you got to have Pinky on there. Pinky took the game to a whole nother level with websites and all that shit. Cherokee Diaz, of course, she made the big ass fetish like a thing.
Yeah.
Roxy Reynolds, of course.
Yep.
And then my last spot, this is where I struggled because it was between Jada Fire and this woman, but I had to get Vanessa Del Rio in there because she's the pioneer.
Yeah.
That's yeah. So
that was my Mount Rushmore.
Facts.
Yeah.
She was disgusting too. And
we might need to put a post up so people can list their goats because I got some research to do. Clearly,
Janet Jack me's definitely on my list of goats.
Yes.
Yeah.
Talk that shit, Payne.
That's Chef
A
Action.
little bit taking names down.
Yeah, she was on the list too for a minute. I had to cut it down.
Janet Jack me's definitely on.
Not familiar with her either.
Yeah, can't.
Oh my God.
Can I have a list? In my opinion, you can't have a list without Janet Jack me on it.
Yeah,
Agreed.
Yeah, gotta have her on there.
With a name like that, she gotta be in the top 5.
Yeah.
And I would have thought you would have looked her up after you heard Little Kim say her name.
Look, I'm taking all notes down right now.
Kelly Divine is definitely on my you know what I mean? It's Kelly Divine is definitely a sleeper is Angel Eyes.
Okay.
I can bite on that. Go ahead, Chef.
And then I mean Sky. You know, we gotta go with Sky. For me, it could be Sky or Beauty, but definitely I'd have to Sky trumps Beauty. You know what I'm saying?
So let me throw in a couple of honorable mentions. Y'all okay with that?
Of course.
Yeah.
Cherry Hilson belongs in the conversation.
Cherry Hilson?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you're a fan of Cherry Hilson, she looks just like her.
Yeah,
shit.
she actually does.
Oh, word. Okay.
Yes. So Cherry Hilson in the conversation. Carmella Bing is in the conversation. She just got this stacked body type that I just have as a requirement, right? So she's in there. Isla Fox is in that conversation.
Isla Fox. Good one. Yeah, that's a good
Jasmine Cashmere is in that conversation.
That's who I was shocked to not see her name on anyone's.
That's a good one too. Yeah.
Jasmine Cashmere in the conversation. And then we have to mention Monet Divine. She's in this conversation too. She's a bad bitch as well.
Monet Divine.
Yeah. So you have to mention the honorable mentions here.
I had an honorable mention for Iona Angel.
Ayana
Yeah,
Angel.
Chef brought her up. Yeah, she's a real one. She's a real one.
Yep.
We absolutely can't end here because I got a million more things to talk about. We're talking about. We don't talk about porn often enough to only go an hour. So Sparring Minds, we're gonna keep going.
A little overtime.
Fellas, y'all okay with overtime?
Yeah.
No, I can't. I got to roll, so we can go for a few more minutes. I got to hop.
Yeah, do your thing, brother. So one of the questions, and I know we had a question about this also, Payne, and I'm gonna go into next. But I do want to start with the question of: does porn set unrealistic expectations in your relationship? Is porn a bad thing? Can it be deemed as a bad thing in your relationship?
Whoa.
And it's came to me because someone brought to my attention that women don't want their men to watch porn.
I don't know if they don't want them to watch it. I feel like they want them to, I mean, as long as they're watching it with them, maybe, you know.
That's interesting. I can't see why. You know what I mean? Like, unless it's something that, like, you know, like your favorite TV show, you're like, yo, something we got to watch together. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, don't watch it without me type vibe.
Well, Payne brought it up earlier where he was saying that if my porn choice is all skinny Asian chicks, but I'm married, right? If I married a thick chick from Raspberry, it's like, well, wait a minute. Your situation is everything except what you desire is everything except for me.
Yeah, that's where it gets tricky. Like, you don't want to have that happen.
But I think that's just, again, that's something you just have a conversation about. You know what I'm saying? Also, you know, if it gets to that point where it could feel like it's going to cause a problem, you know what I mean? It should never cause a problem. And if so, just have a conversation about it, you know?
Is there an addiction part of this that we should discuss? I feel like there is.
An addiction.
So I was having a conversation about this recently, and it was told to me that, you know, a dude watches porn so much that he's actually not doing it enough with his lady. He's addicted to the actual watching of the video itself and living in a world that's outside of his, instead of taking that and going back to the bedroom and applying it there.
Yeah, that could be a problem.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah, that's a little different. Definitely. That's a different type. That's an addiction where it's like, yo, no matter what's going on, you always have to be watching it. Like, you know what I mean? That's a little bit different.
Yeah, that's offensive also, because after a while it's like, damn, I don't get you that way. Like, you gotta watch this constantly. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then there's the other case where it's like the dude can't even get hard until he watches porn, right?
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, so I think that's a wild part of this conversation. And then as men, do we have to measure how much is too much? Do we have to measure that, or is that for each individual situation, or like how you handle that? How do you have that conversation with yourself?
I mean, I think, as far as what though? What do you mean? Like what, when you watching it,
your consumption of porn, your individualized consumption of it, right? Like, has there ever been a point in your life where you're like, yo, I watch a lot of porn. Maybe I should cut back. Has there ever been something that dawned on you?
Nah, never.
Yeah, I don't know if I said I watched too much. Yeah, maybe there was a time I had to dial back. Maybe.
So then, what about? So there's a couple of different points here that we had the fun with this, but we didn't talk about the dark side of it, right? So, is there in the '90s and the early 2000s there were women's groups who stood up to porn because, by their definition, it was objectifying women, right? And it was putting women into this box that they're only to be used for sex, and so they really had these groups against porn. And I don't know where we land on that now. Like, does it objectify women? Are we looking at women a certain way because of porn? Or are we past that stage?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's just like employment, like someone having a job. That's a place of employment. You know what I mean? That's how they feed their family too. At the end of the day, you know. So I'm never gonna be like, you know, that's what they do.
I mean, individually, I don't look at them any differently, but we all know society does.
Right.
Yeah, they do. Society absolutely does.
For sure.
I wanted to be a porn star a long time ago. I thought it was good money, great perks.
Yeah.
But
I've watched interviews of porn stars and said, yeah, it's a good way to live. They get paid well. I mean, they're contract employees, obviously, right? So
yeah.
Yeah, I thought the same thing until I found out what it entails.
What do you mean?
And what is that? Let's define that.
So we all think it's one continuous like scene. Like they are like you gotta go through one scene, like you're doing one position for however long. If you bust off, you gotta get right back. You gotta get right back stiff again and get right back in there and shoot the next scene because they're on a time restriction. So you could end up like 5 in a row, like, and just be like, that's just a lot.
It can be. Yeah, it definitely probably could be. I mean, but the perks of that, you got a buffer over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a buffer.
Yo, when I was looking behind the scenes and I seen that, I was like, wait a minute, they got a buffer? That's what they do? Just sit there and just I said, hey, that might not be a bad job.
So Sparring Minds listeners, the buffer is a chick who stands on the side and sucks your dick and gets you ready for the scene. That's what the buffer is. Yeah, I mean, I'm here for that. I got no problem with that. The problem with that is that those dudes take a lot of enhancement pills. A lot of enhancement pills.
Yeah, you get a lot of drug addictions too.
Yeah, and so there's other things that come with that too.
Yeah, that's all.
Right.
Let's not just gloss over the unsung hero of the buffer. We often gloss over not all heroes wear capes. Let's give them their pub, because that's a lifesaver.
Because he said it the first time, and I was like, geez.
Yeah, like, that's not, I didn't even know that. Like they're really unsung heroes. That's
I gotta grow up. We gotta grow up.
Wow.
Is there a because of porn, right? And because of even today what we see on social media, I promise you, my reels is all asses, right? It's crazy, right? So when you blend the two, is there a desensitization to? Are we desensitized to sex as a whole?
I believe we're becoming desensitized to it.
Yeah, because it's more taboo. It's just you see it now with social media and stuff like that, where it's just like it's, you know, you go through reels and stuff like that, and it's just reels of asses or what, you know what I mean? Like it's become like more of a, I mean, OnlyFans, right? It's almost like the new porn to a degree.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas if you don't want to just go to Pornhub or X videos, you now can go to a particular person's OnlyFans page.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
or Twitter for that matter, right?
Right.
Yeah,
too. Yep, for sure.
Twitter's like Vegas. They have no fucking laws.
There is no rules over there. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's the Wild Wild West over there.
All of the challenges, the ceiling challenge, and you know what I mean, the silhouette challenge.
Spectacular.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I miss the silhouette challenge.
I mean, the ceiling challenge is crazy.
Yeah, that ceiling challenge.
So there was one last question I wanted to get into. It's one last question.
Yep.
And Pan, you can throw it up on the screen when you get a chance. But the question we got from one of my female listeners was, is the stuff you watch in porn representing what you feel like you are lacking in your relationship?
That's a good one.
That's a real good
one. Me personally, I don't think so. I just like what I like. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm lacking it in my relationship. Like, you know, I think I've only lived with one person, that I was in a relationship with. So if I'm not living with someone and they're not here and I'm watching porn, it could be something we do all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Or it just may be like I'm scrolling and I see something like, oh, what's that about? It's not necessarily something I'm lacking in my relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that.
Yeah, I think that's what women think, right? I think that's what women have in their head, right? This
Mhm.
insecurity that, oh my God, you're looking at this, so you must want this, and since I'm not providing it, that's what's forcing you to look at porn. Like, no,
No,
right? That's not the case at all. It just
no,
looks sexy, right? Like
right.
I search for ebony gangbangs all the time, right? That don't mean I want to do that on Tuesday. No, that's all I'm trying to do, right? It's just something I'm interested in watching, right? I watch spy movies. I'm not interested in being a spy, right? It's just something that's it's entertainment at that level,
Right.
right?
Yep.
Um,
No.
so yeah, I think the scary part of porn is that women seem to think that we have some emotional tie to it when we don't.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything you want to area, nothing to do with it. You might not want to do that show with you. Yeah, facts. I
Right.
couldn't have said it better. I couldn't have said it better. It's not what you want to do with your lady. You know, I think it's something you want to see right now in the moment. You know, so I think sometimes with porn, we have to be. This is why I'm always big on communicating. I talk about this all the time. But then we have to have the conversations of, yo, like, just because I'm watching it, just because it's in my search history. And first off, what I'm never gonna do is erase my search history. I'm not doing that stupid shit, right? I'm transparent, right? So if you go on my phone and you see that I'm searching for ebony facials, okay, that's what I'm looking at, right? Now, you'll know whether I wanted to bring it to our relationship when I bring it to our relationship. Otherwise, it's just something I'm looking at.
Right.
We got to keep the emotion away from it. You dig?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right up.
No, this was a good conversation tonight, man. You know what I mean? We definitely went to a lot of highs and lows about it, and it's long overdue. So very good conversation.
Had a lot of depth. And we all know depth is important.
Listen,
You guys gotta really grow up.
Since season 2, we've been talking about the importance of depth. You know what I mean, and how that is how that's essential. And tonight's conversation was very essential.
And give me 30 minutes. We're gonna be testing depth.
Okay. So on that note, it's time for us to get up out of here.
Oh, we
got mirror time, little.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah. We got a mirror time today.
Let's do that right though.
This should be a good mirror time.
It's looking in a mirror. Not.
It's mirror time with my man Sam Little, aka Mr. Mirror Time.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who is the nitrate of the ball? There was a rumble double. 5 minutes it lasted. The mirror said, "You can see the back."
Some of the best moments in life are the ones you can't tell anyone about. Some come during those bedroom contribution times. And I'll see y'all later.
Okay.
Bedroom contribution time.
Yo, fellas, this was a great one, man. Shout out to HT, the gang.
Yes,
Shout out to all those that tuned in.
Word up.
Shout
Shout
out girl Danae, man, because Danae was rocking with us.
She was active.
The only college fluid I want to see tonight is on.
Back.
Shout out to Josh on the check-in. Mike,
Josh. Where you at, Josh? With you in Vegas? No, you stay.
Make sure y'all tune in
Richard Pittman.
Make sure y'all tune in on Wednesdays for our lives.
Yo,
those are little, and we might tap y'all in on those conversations on live too. Y'all got a chance to participate.
Now listen, Wednesday is gonna be dope. We've been having some great conversation in the chat when it comes to wrestling and all that type of stuff. So definitely going to get into a very interesting conversation on wrestling live Wednesday on IG. That's gonna be really good. You know what I mean? So that conversation. So yeah, 7 p.m. Make sure you're on time for that one. That's gonna be a good one. That's definitely gonna be a good one.
The lives are on IG at 7:00 on Wednesdays, Rich. So make sure you add the Sparring Minds pod what is it? Sparring Minds Pod or just Sparring Minds? I think it's the Sparring Minds podcast on IG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tap it in the search.
Yeah, so make sure y'all tune in. It's on IG exclusively. We ain't on Facebook on Wednesdays. It's on IG exclusively right
IG
now,
exclusively. Yes, sir. So fellas,
any suggestions? Hit us in the DMs.
Yeah,
you already know. Yes. And once again, as we say, man, for the season, it's all love, man. It's all love. Sparring Minds, baby.
Yes, sir.
We out of here. Another Friday.